ATP, what it do with your boy Clay Morrell, back at you guys with another one. Yeah, we doubling up, tripling up, trying to keep on top of this damn boxing game and just moving. We about to go to the end of the year, right? Happy holidays, everybody who celebrates Christmas and all those things. We're coming up to the end of the year. Going into the new year, more importantly, and you guys know, going into the new year, PBC has a huge event coming February 1st. I mean, this is going to be an event to start the year off properly. I mean, there are going to be events before this, but as far as a pay-per-view event is concerned, this event has a lot of sauce on it, right? David Benavidez, David Morrell in their prime, about to meet up February 1st in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. But how's it going to be a good fight, a good event without some good controversy? As David Benavidez now saying, listen, man, all gloves is off. We're going to speak on it. Let's talk about PEDs. Let's talk about David Morrell. Let's talk about him, showcasing his talents at the Armory in Minneapolis and all of the attention that was on that, being that testing was taken so lightly then. Well, we have somebody who actually spoke and was here to actually corroborate what David Benavidez was speaking on. If you guys recall, let's see, when was the date here? Back in 2023, in December of 2023, a fighter by the name of Sena Agbeko had a fight with David Morrell, right there in Minneapolis. He got stopped in the second round of that fight, but after that fight, rumors moving around as Sena was speaking on the lack of testing in that fight, was questioning how come testing wasn't done for him as well as David Morrell. At that time, David Morrell, a defending interim, or however you want to look at it, regular WBA champion, right? So taking that into consideration, moving forward, David Benavidez also having issues moving forward, trying to put together an event and trying to get VADA testing to be part of the event, and David Morrell seemed to be resisting this. And David Benavidez doesn't shy away from letting the world know and understanding that, listen, man, if we're going to be talking about me being a RoboCop or questioning my integrity in the sport, well, let's speak on why David Morrell has been so reluctant to go ahead and get involved in these testing pools. Now, obviously, we can't say this man is guilty. It's always guilty until proven innocent. But listen, after a while, after consistently this thing keeps coming up, after a while these things seem to get legs, right, and start moving on their own. And Sena Agbeko, Sena Agbeko, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is paramount in saying that, listen, David Morrell you have to be suspicious of him, because there's absolutely no reason to be resistant to being in a VADA testing pool and being tested. He even spoke a little bit towards the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney situation, basically stating that these guys are using these performance enhancement drugs. They're using it while they're working out, while they're training. And even though they are able to flush their system of these drugs, and you're not able to find it during, like, let's say the night of the fight, at the end of the day, the effects are still there, right? All the gains and all of the progress that they were able to make in the training camp, you can say was moved up exponentially, right? Magnified by their ability to heal up quicker, to work out longer, right? He even spoke on certain performance enhancement drugs that actually improve your cognizance inside of the ring, and said this was nothing to be taken lightly. And he actually does go ahead and attribute a large part of that loss he had with David Morrell towards his suspicion of David Morrell using performance enhancement drugs. Now, this is a convenient thing to be saying. Obviously, you getting stopped in the second round of a fight, I'm sure a little bit of your ego gets hurt in the process. But listen, when you got David Benavidez, up and coming champion, generational talent, right? Potentially eventually going to be on that pound for pound list. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he's not on some people's pound for pound list already. If he's speaking on this and letting you know his experience, where David Benavidez said that fight was actually this close to being called off, that he was going to have to call the fight off if David Morrell wasn't going to go ahead and agree to this. Now, I think that's kind of extreme, right? I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, for the fight to be on the line, and that's when you finally go ahead and concede to being inside of a testing pool, does raise some suspicion. But listen, at the end of the day, until this man actually pops on a test, we can't really treat him like a drug cheat. But I do think it's an interesting conversation, because performance enhancement drugs have been a big key element in sports generally across the board. When we're talking about boxing, when we're talking about an actual sports where you can take somebody's life, as a wise man once said, you don't play boxing. Well, performance enhancement drugs do kind of take a whole new light, a whole new understanding, right? A whole new perspective on understanding how dangerous this is in a sport. And as Sena Agbeko spoke on this, basically saying, listen, man, people are losing lives in here, and he believes that the boxing space is taking this very lightly and won't take it seriously until somebody actually is proven to have lost their life based on how lightly that the boxing space is taking performance enhancement drugs. David Benavidez won't be one of those guys, as he has insisted on making sure that testing was part of this. It looks like that's what it's going to be. Now, another question, another part of the conversation is, well, all right, if he has been using performance enhancement drugs and now he's in this random testing pool, you would think that he would not use it in this fight. Well, maybe we should see a different version of him. Will that pop on his punch not be the same? Will his conditioning not be the same? Will his alertness, his cognitive focus be affected in this game? All these things can be brought to the forefront as far as suspicion is concerned. But listen, at the end of the day, one thing about suspicion, it's very hard to prove innocent or guilty without, even if he comes out clean on his testing, which I would assume he would, and I'm sure he has in the past. Is that going to have to be enough in this fight, right? I mean, clearly it will be, right? It will have to be enough, because if he pops, we'll know a better answer as far as if he's dirty or clean. But if he pops up clean, we can't treat this man like he's on performance enhancement drugs, where you have no actual documented proof to back up your accusations. But it is an interesting conversation when you think about what David Benavidez had to go through in order to get this testing made, and you hear this experience from Sena Agbeko, who's making it clear like this was an issue. He accredits his loss. He accredits the actual competition going the way that it went to potentially performance enhancement drugs being involved in it. He really feels adamantly that, David Morrell should have no reason, that no fighter should ever have any reason to object to actual testing. If you want to keep the sport clean and you have nothing to hide, why get behind some nonsense rule that protects you from being tested? It's an interesting question, man. Interesting conversation as well. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Or is this something we should be concerned about? Do you guys believe this? Is this something that, is really running rampant through the sport, like Sena was speaking on? And if so, what actual steps can be taken to actually catch these guys before they get in the ring? Or is there really nothing there? Boxing sometimes is seems like a lawless land, right? Real corrupt, lawless land, where a lot of things are going to make it under the radar. And until you catch it, you can't say anything, right? So it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Shout out to all my current subscribers. We appreciate you guys helping the channel grow. If this is your first time, take an opportunity right now to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit your bell icon so you all getting alerts on all this content is dropping. Until the next one, guys, it's your boy Claymore. It's that ATP Combat Media Show. And at this point, we out.